So here we are, guys. Looks like we're into the game, I believe. I'll drop my opponent a good luck, have fun. As I think we're here, maybe. Am I wrong? Oh, I don't want to press and we'll drop my good luck, have fun. And then I'm going to open up the calc. Alright, so I got everything in the calc. Solid. Let's try and have some fun with this one. Biggest threats on this team. Things like the guard wire and things like that I don't overly want to see. As if by magic. Speak it into existence. Okay, so no Gardevoir, no Silvally. Instead we've got Raichu, Sableye. I tried to predict a 6 on my notes here. Raichu, Sableye, and Celebi came over the Milotic. Wow, he's brought a really offensive team. If I had Megahorn Terrakion, I don't know how he would handle that. Sub 3 attacks Terrakion would rip this team. Alright, if he's potential what could he be? Sash Lead Raichu, Scarf U-Turn, Flygon, Stealth Rock Lead Celebi. I like Thundercat against most of these, so I'm going to do that. Pressure to Flygon to click Earthquake if it's a lead. Maybe. Gets a huge hit off on the Raichu, and Raichu doesn't do too much back to me. Probably takes one hit from Celebi and dishes some damage back. Pressures the Incineroar. Potentially gets us off a Volt Switch momentum. So he does have the Raichu for the Volt Switch, is worth bearing in mind. Yeah, I think this is a fine lead. As he does lead the Incineroar, awesome. So, Toxicity, Incineroar, awesome. So straight away we're forcing a difficult prediction early in the game. Choice Specs Boom Burst to max Speed Def Incineroar will be a 2-hit KO, but it won't OHKO. He could have Earthquake. Even max HP doesn't get OHKO'd by a timid Boom Burst. So I think I'm just going to Volt this time. If he goes Flygon, I have my... Oh, he's faster. He's Choice Scarf Incineroar. Well... That's how you throw out very useful Pokemon early on. Didn't expect Choice Scarf Incineroar. It's fine though. Let's see. So how do I want to capitalize on knowing this thing's choiced into Earthquake? He doesn't have a lot of switch-ins to Liquidation that wouldn't then get destroyed by a Leech Life. So let's make that play. Nice bring. Maybe I should have scouted. I don't know. I didn't think this thing would be Scarf in this matchup. Looking at his team, I thought the Flygon would be Scarf. Maybe the Lucario. Maybe the Celebi as well. So, I could just Leech Life here as it's would hit the Celebi incoming. But I don't really fear Celebi incoming. So, I think this is fine. Yeah, and this thing comes out instead. This should do huge damage. This should do a lot. Yep, that is a lot. The only thing he has to hit me with is Stone Edge. Other than that, we resist everything. Thunder Punch. I'll take one of anything. Yeah, I'll take that. It does a lot, but I'll take that. Let's get a Liquidation off. Right. We just needed to start applying some pressure back. When you lose your main Wall Breaker turn 1, you're going to have to play differently, right? And that's what we needed to do here. So we get off some damage early on. Trade 1 for 1 and a chunk on our Araquanid, but we learn a lot. So we know he's Scarf Incineroar. Looking at his team now, Terrakion is definitely going to be really pivotal, but I do think Whimsicott looks amazing. Knowing that he's Scarf Incineroar, I can probably pivot around that quite easily with Cloyster now. Which means that Expert Belt U-Turn and Celebi is going to be nice with Whimsicott. Moonblast into Flygon is going to be great. And Moonblast into Sableye is going to be great. So, yeah, that looks pretty solid to me. So, in terms of switching into this thing, I really don't want to. So, I'm just not going to over-predict. This is just going to be an aggressive game. But I think this is my play. I don't know if we take this because we are really spadef. We do. I was going to say we are really spadef, so I'm not overly surprised we take that. And I think if you had like Ancient Power, he could have killed us. Maybe even Psychic. Or Psy Shock, definitely. I think it's going to get Psy Shock, but I don't see why it wouldn't. We are just going on the aggressive plays here. We just, like, we got caught out turn 1, so we're not fucking around anymore. As our Araquanid now basically gets out of range of almost anything barring the Raichu. I don't think Flygon can kill us from this range. This thing's still really useful because it can't be burnt by Sableye, so it's still really useful and it can still get webs up. So, as I said, I did bring this thing with the intent that it might have to deal with Flygon and Incineroar. So let's use it. Let's use it for that. I probably should have used it for this turn 1, but, you know, what can you do sometimes? I could have got a Spike up turn 1. Yeah, I should have done that, but it is what it is. I made a loose play. Rock Slide comes out. This should do, like, nothing. Yeah. I'm a Fizz-Def Cloyster. I'm chewing on your Flygon. We still threaten this thing with Ice Shard a lot. Probably is going to be Incineroar that comes out here. Could be Raichu. Do I just want to spike up? I know. Yeah, I think I do. Because it breaks Sash on Raichu. It breaks Sash on Sableye. And we know the Incineroar isn't heavy duty boots. So it gets chip off on everything. As this thing comes out. So let's get a spike up. Nice, nice. I don't want to get burnt. This thing's still useful. So assuming this could be Prankster Will-O-Wisp, we need to figure out a pivot around it. We know the Flygon now is physical as well. I could maybe calc whether it's Scarf or Banded, but I'm not going to. So this could be either a knockoff or a Will-O-Wisp. I think I'm just going to go into the Araquanid. And I might try and get my webs down as well right now so that Raichu's slower than Terrakion and Incineroar slower than Terrakion as well. So he can't really, yeah, and Water Ball protects us from that Will-O-Wisp. Perfect. That's what I thought would come out there. I was almost certain he was going for the Will-O-Wisp, which arguably I could have gone Whimsicott, but I didn't really want to lose my Expert Belt so that I can hit that Flygon with as strong a Moonblast as possible. So, is this my play or should I just get damage off with Liquidation? Now, let's service the endgame of Terrakion. Let's service our endgames, because otherwise Raichu could potentially be annoying in an endgame, so... and he won't be able to do that much damage with the next knockoff. So he could have, like, Foul Play or something, but I think we can just Leech Life here. This is now unresisted against his team. We probably will then be able to take 2 knockoffs from the Sableye, I think. Is he Encores us? Cool tech. Cool tech, cool tech. So I could lose my leftovers on my Whimsicott if I wanted to. My leftovers, my Expert Belt, because I'm going to have to lose an item here. Like, I'm going to have to go into something on a knockoff or a double. He would double into probably the Raichu, but it would be under webs, and I could U-turn it into the come on, help me out here. He stayed in anyway. I could have U-turned into the Claydol. Thank you. The piece of trash that I have not enjoyed using this season. So we do lose our Expert Belt. I did want that, but I think it's fine. I think webs were more valuable than my Expert Belt in this game anyway. So I'm just going to Moonblast here. He has no switch in. Incineroar comes in. He's slower than me. I can U-turn out on it. Straight back into the Cloyster if I wanted to. As well as getting Moonblast chip. Flygon would really struggle to take this Moonblast. Raichu, I don't think is going to love it. So it is the Incineroar. Perfect. Perfect. So he takes the Spike. He gets slowed down. Hazards, man. We haven't used the hazards right on this team all season. Like, when I draft this team, I was like, we can just abuse hazards, bring Toxtricity and Terrakion under webs and spikes, rip teams. I haven't been using it well at all season, so here we're finally getting to put that to good use. Do you think that's a KO on the next one? This thing's too valuable, right? It would have been close, but I think it's too valuable to risk it. I don't think there's any sense in risking this thing. It outspeeds this whole team, and as we've seen, gets damage off, and now that thing would be in range of a Moonblast the next time. So, Flygon will drop to Moonblast. Yeah, we're in a pretty good spot then. So, let's just go into Barbosa. I don't want to throw away the Araquanid just yet. I guess I could have done. It's still really useful for the Will-O-Wisp, though. So, I don't necessarily want to lose that. Man, I wish I I wish I'd gone Terrakion is what I wish I'd done. But I wish I stayed in a Moonblasted, but hey ho. I think that was still my best play. We still get around to leftovers now on this thing. He has to go out into the Raichu or the Sableye. I think the Sableye surrenders him too much momentum, so if I was him, I would go into the Raichu. We break his Sash, so crucially, if he wants to like nasty plot into Surf on the Claydol switch, we would be able to revenge kill him with Terrakion pretty easily. So this is free Claydol. He should Grass Knot or something like that, but I could go Whimsicott, but it's too valuable. It's too valuable. So if he wants to make a like double into the Flygon, I do have the Ice Beam on this, so that wouldn't be too much of a threat. I could get my rocks up on the Sableye. Yeah, as it goes for the Thunderbolt. Okay, I don't know if he has the Grass Knot. So, I think I'm just gonna... I want to Ice Beam like a fucking man here. I think Rocks is a better play to wear down the Incineroar. So, limits the Incineroar switch-ins. As he does switch out. Now, I'm hoping we see the Flygon here. As we actually see the Sableye. So that's fine. I don't want this thing to get burnt either. And he should really Encore this turn, given that he knows I'm going to... given that I've clicked Stealth Rock. So I'm going to go hard Whimsicott, because if he knocks off, it's going to do nothing to Whimsicott. If he Encores, it's not going to affect Whimsicott. If he burns Whimsicott, I don't really care. And his last move is more likely Recover. So I could have gone into the Araquanid. Maybe that would have been less risky. I don't think it's worth, though. I don't think it's worth. I think this thing applies just as much offensive pressure with Moonblast. Yeah, so that sucks because like my U-turn gets weakened slightly and I get residual chip on me, but how much do I care about that? I don't think I do. I think the offensive pressure of Moonblast is better here. If he wants to Prankster Recover, I don't think he can outstall me with Prankster Recover, so let's just Moonblast. Get back on the front foot here. I think our positioning is really solid. The Incineroar comes in, it takes a Spike, it takes Rocks, it can only hit the field once more. Raichu comes in, it takes another Spike, it takes Rocks. So it can't do too much. It's not on a balloon, because I half wondered, maybe it was on a balloon earlier and I didn't notice. It took a Spike, so it's not on a balloon. Flygon, if it's Sash, we got the Rocks up, so we break the Flygon's Sash. I think we're in a really good spot. Scarf Flygon. I do need to be careful of Scarf EQ sweeping me, because he's not going to be slowed down by the Sticky Web for the Terrakion. So that's really the last thing I need to be worried about. And I do have a Claydol, a Whimsicott. Yeah, this thing's dead. A Claydol, a Whimsicott, and an Araquanid. So I don't think that's going to happen. So Whims claims another KO, or its first KO. I don't know. But Whimsicott claims a KO. I haven't used Whimsicott enough this season, or well enough, so that's nice, because I love Storm. Like, this is one of my favorite Pokemon to use, so nice to use it a little bit better this game. Brought an offensive set again, instead of just going hard team support with it, and I'm glad. I think it's better this way. It's better used this way. So, now, let's see. I think the Flygon needs to come out, and I think he needs to either Iron Tail, or maybe U-turn, or Rock Slide. So, do I want to lose this to a potential Iron Tail? Then I would know he was scarfed into Iron Tail, and I would be able to... I have the Cloyster, right? I have the Cloyster. Let's just use it. There's no sense in not using it, because it doesn't really beat the Raichu or the Sableye, so this is the thing that it's best for. Let's see, as he goes for the Fire Punch. Okay, so that's going to do absolutely nothing. If you Scarf Fire Punch, I can Liquidation here. And I think I can Liquidation here on anything else anyway, so... yeah, because if he stays in, Liquidation is going to 2-hit KO him, I'm pretty sure. If not, it's going to put him in range of an Ice Shard anyway. Raichu isn't going to want to take a Liquidation. Sableye, if he's not Fizz-Def, isn't going to love this. I mean, we are an uninvested base, like 90-95 attack mon, so it's not going to do a chunk. But he's got to take Rocks, he's got to take Spike. He's then got to take the Liquidation. which does decent damage. So I'm not going to stay on the Prankster Wisp. There's no point. I think I'm going to go Araquanid this time because I don't want my whims getting worn down. Yeah, we'll go because this claims the KO better than Whimsicott does, because he could technically go into Raichu, and then if he was Scarf, he could do something around the Whimsicott. No, he couldn't, because he'd still be slower than Whimsicott. So yeah, both claimed a KO. I don't think maybe AV fucking Raichu could have come in and taken two, but otherwise no. So I'm just going to Leech Life, get this thing as healthy as I can. Do I want to do that, or do I just want a Liquidation? Could put this thing on a timer with Toxic. Nah, I'm just going to Liquidation. I think it's just going to get the most damage possible. I'm not going to let anything else in. I think this will do quite a lot. Does quite a lot. So, yeah, he can try and recover spam, but he was at full when he took that Liquidation, right? So, it's not going to help him. Like, he can't outstorm me. So, I think now, let's think about the endgame positioning. Scarf Flygon shouldn't be able to Scarf into too much to beat me. I don't think this is going to do him the trick here. I don't think he can. Let's see. Because he gets back a decent amount, but I mean, he had taken the rocks. Maybe he can outstall, but we will get a defense drop eventually. You know, we're doing too much. It's fine. We just spam. Okay, so back to the endgame situation. Scarf Flygon can't sweep me with Fire Punch as long as the Cloister's alive, Earthquake as long as the or Rock Slide as long as the Claydol's alive. So I basically don't want to sack anything to the Raichu. That's the crucial thing here. What I want to do is I want to kill this. Then if he goes into Raichu to revenge me, I want to stay in. If he goes into Flygon to revenge me, I can go Cloister still if I want to. And I think because if he U-turns into Raichu, I can then sack the Araquanid the next turn. So if he goes into Flygon next, I go hard Cloister. I think that's fine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's absolutely fine. So there we go. We eventually pick up the KO on the Sableye. I don't know if he was trying to stall my timer or something, maybe by just clicking recover, but it was like there was no use. There was no use at all. Eventually, I either crit or defense drop, and then that's game. So, or not game, but that's game to that part, to the Sableye. So Sableye goes down. I think we've gotten backed into a corner pretty well. We've played this game just... This is what I should have been doing all season, guys. I should have been getting spikes up, I should have been getting webs up, and I should have been taking KOs when they presented themselves. I should have been thinking in each game against Uzi. I remember I had a chance where I could have gone to Terrakion to CC with my on his Kyurem, and instead I went into like the Claydol to get rocks up or some shit. I don't know. That's where I've been going wrong all season. Like, I gotta be taking my KOs, I've got to be using my hazards. So I'm not gonna risk the Claydol here, like I mentioned. There's absolutely no point. I'm just going to Liquidation here. If he KOs me, because like he could probably KO me with fucking anything right now. So if he makes the bold play and goes for like a Surf and that doesn't KO somehow, then woo, we catch him. Let's see. I'm just not risking the Claydol on a choke. Yeah. The thing is, if I'd gone Claydol there and then left myself open to like Scarf Flygon critting my Cloister or something, like, no way. I mean, I would be able to Ice Shard him anyway, so, yeah, it probably would never happen. But either way, I'm never going to let that happen. Awesome. So, we take the KO there. In case there's an off chance differential gets us into playoffs, I don't think it ever will. I will make the differential play into Cloister here. Is that the differential play? Yeah, actually, this thing is. So I'll go into this because Rock Slide, Fire Punch, Earthquake. He's not got anything he can really do. If he goes for Outrage, then we know we can go into Whimsicott. So, yeah, I don't usually play for differential, but you never know, right? If for some bizarre reason there was a differential play that was relevant here, then I've made it. Now, if it turns out that he actually isn't choiced in any way, he could Outrage me here. It's fine. Like we've made the play that we should make. And we should Ice Beam, so I don't think we can lose from this position. We've still got the Cloister in the back with Ice Shard, so we can't flinch through my whole team and some Scarf flinch bullshit. The chance of him ever flinching through a Terrakion, very low, but yeah, there we go. GG to my opponent, Saiyan Salamander. Do check him out. His link, as always, will be down in the description. I'm kind of, no disrespect to EWT or anyone involved, I'm kind of happy to have this season over, just because I haven't enjoyed my team personally, but a huge thank you to everybody, Auto and everybody else involved in it for having me be part of it. I have genuinely enjoyed it still, and I still think it's a fantastic league, and I urge you to go and check out every other coach and their runs. As I say, any player I've played, their link will have been in the description. So other than that, yeah, a huge thank you to them for including me, but more importantly, a huge thank you to you guys for supporting this season. I haven't played very well. My disappointment has been clear a lot of the time, but it's in the past now, right? We've picked up back-to-back wins to end the season. I think we played that game how I should have been playing it all season. When the DLC drops, I will be back with more Wi-Fi content. In the meantime, I will have Showdown Lives going up almost daily. I will have some Showdown Draft League tournaments going up as well. Do look out for all of that. It might take a few weeks after DLC for me to find a Wi-Fi league that excites me and that I want to get involved in. But Wi-Fi Draft League content will be coming back. So if you're happy to wait, please stay subscribed. And if you finish this season and you're not already subscribed and you've managed to sit through me playing badly, please hit that subscribe button. And hey, you might see me playing better in the future. Regardless, guys, I'm going to end it here. Thank you all so much for living around with me, and I'll catch you again next time.